Welcome to the fourth grade February mock exam. Today, you will read and think about the passages from Desert Seagulls and Sweetened Condensed Milk. As you read these texts, you will gather information and answer questions about how the characters experience new places so that you can write an essay. Read the passage from Desert Seagulls, then answer the questions. From Desert Seagulls by Kimberly Webb. Welcome home, Grandpa calls from the front porch. His wrinkly face smiles so big, I almost don't notice that word again. He steers us inside the kitchen and pours us each a glass of milk from a pitcher. I gulp it down as fast as I can. I know it isn't from a grocery store, but fresh from the smelly cow grazing in Grandpa's yard. Ben likes it, and soon milk is dripping down his chin. He toddles over to the sliding back door and presses his nose against the glass. Moo. That's right, Ben, Mom says. That's a cow. And see over there? Those are sheep. Ben laughs and stamps his feet. Moo. I scowl. It's easy for a 2-year-old to find new things to love. Let's get you folks settled, Grandpa says. Marissa, why don't you take the attic bedroom? It was Aunt Cindy's and perfect for a girl like you. I climb the creaky staircase and find pink wallpapering covering a vaulted ceiling. I carry only one box, the most important one. Favorite stuff from home. Favorite stuff from home. I unfold my pink and blue beach towel and toss it over the back of a chair, as if I'll be using it tomorrow. I unpack my framed sand dollar and hang it next to the window. Then I unwrap my shell collection from its packing paper and place each shell on the windowsill. It's strange to see the reflections of shells in the glass next to the rundown barn outside. The night before I go to school, Grandpa fixes us beef and potatoes for dinner. The greasy gravy doesn't help my knotted stomach untie itself. So before bed, Mom brings me a heated flannel bag filled with dried corn kernels. The warmth of the corn bag and the harvest smell almost make me feel better. Do I have to start school this year? I ask for the millionth time. It's practically summer. The school year's almost over. Maybe you'll like school, Mom says, smoothing my hair. Sleep tight, okay? Before I turn out the lamp, I pull my notebook out from under the bed. I've started a list of old things that I miss: the salt scent of a farm stink, seagulls instead of chickens, friends to play with instead of only Ben. I flip the page over where I've started another list. New things I'd love. It's still blank. That night, I dream of seagulls calling, their shrieks rising and falling with the wind. They flap over the ocean, trailing the lobster boats. I open my eyes and look up at Aunt Cindy's pink ceiling, dim in the early morning light. I'm awake, but I still hear seagulls. I rub my eyes and sit up. I hear something else, too: the chugging of farm machinery. I creep down the stairs onto the back porch and squint towards the pasture. Grandpa is driving his tractor, dragging something that churns up the dirt. A silver flapping cloud flutters around him. Seagulls. They don't seem to mind that they don't belong here. Their gray wings and long beaks skim the freshly turned soil as if they are more at home in the desert sky than over the waves. Reminds you of home, doesn't it? I almost jump out of my slippers. Dad leans in the doorway behind me, arms folded. He chuckles. Look at them chase Grandpa for a snack. I don't see any clams spitting out from under the tractor tires. Earthworms, Dad says. Maybe beetles, too. Whatever the plow digs up. I'm afraid if I ask, the magic will disappear and the birds will go back home. I gulp. What are they doing here? They live here, Dad says. The seagull is the state bird of Utah. More than 150 years ago, seagulls from the Great Lake ate swarms of crickets that were devouring the crops of the first settlers. Their coming was like a miracle that saved the people from starvation. I close my eyes and listen to the gulls who have lived here forever. This place doesn't feel like home. It definitely does not smell like home, but I feel a piece of home sneaking up on me anyway. Before heading to the bus stop, I slip my notebook into my backpack. I have something new to put on the list. Maybe seagulls aren't new, but desert gulls are new to me. I wonder if a seagull can learn to be happy here too. Maybe someday, Mom, Dad, Ben, and I will be watching the rosy sunrise over the ocean or the mountains, and I'll hear a gull shriek. I'll say, reminds you of home, doesn't it? And it doesn't matter which home I mean. From Desert Seagulls by Kimberly Webb from Cricket Magazine. This point in the test, you will be reading the questions. I will read them to you as well as the answer choices. Pause to answer your paper tests. Number 1, Part A. Read the sentence from paragraph 7 of the passage from Desert Seagulls. The greasy gravy doesn't help my knotted tummy untie itself. So before bed, Mom brings me a heated flannel bag filled with dried corn kernels. What is the meaning of help my knotted tummy untie itself as it is used in the sentence? A. Teach me. B. Fill me up. C. Comfort me. D. Make me tired. Part B. Which detail from paragraph 7 of the passage best supports the answer to Part A? A. Before I go to school. B. Beef and potatoes for dinner. C. Before bed. D. Make me feel better. Number 2. Create a summary of the passage from Desert Seagulls by dragging and dropping the events from the list into the graphic organizer in the order that they happened in the passage. For this part of the test, you're going to draw a line from the box to the correct space in the graphic organizer. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. These are the events that need to be placed in order from first to last. Box 1. Marissa creates 2 lists, old things I miss and new things I love. Box 2. Dad explains the goals to Marissa. Box 3. Marissa unpacks a box filled with important things from home. Box 4. Marissa sees that the gulls are following Grandpa on his tractor. And box 5. Marissa starts to feel a connection to home. Place these boxes in order by drawing a line to the correct order. Question number 3, Part A. Which detail from the passage from Desert Seagulls best shows the theme of the passage? A. I know it isn't from a grocery store, but fresh from the smelly cow grazing in Grandpa's yard. B. What are they doing here? C. The seagull is the state bird of Utah. D. But I feel a piece of home sneaking up on me anyway. Question 3, Part B. Which theme is best supported by the answer to Part A? A. Food can affect how people feel about themselves. B. Familiar things can make new places feel like home. C. People should continue to learn throughout their lives. D. People should rely on their own self confidence. Question 4, Part A. Which statement is the best summary of the passage from Desert Seagulls? A. Marissa is welcomed by her grandfather to his home in Utah. She does not want to be there and wishes she can go back to the beach. B. Marissa moves to her grandfather's home in Utah. Her new room once belonged to her Aunt Cindy, but she does not feel comfortable in it. C. Marissa moves from Utah and misses her old home. When she sees gulls circling her grandfather's farm, she thinks she might one day accept Utah as her home. D. Marissa keeps a list of what she misses about her old home by the beach. She wants to list what she loves about her new home, but has not thought about anything yet. Which one of these choices is the best summary? Question number 4, Part B. Which two sentences from the passage best supports the answer to Part A? Please make two choices. A. He steers us inside the kitchen and pours us each a glass of milk from a pitcher. B. I climb the creaky staircase and find pink wallpaper covering a vaulted ceiling. C. It's easy for a 2-year-old to find new things to love. D. The night before I go to school, Grandpa fixes us beef and potatoes for dinner. E. I've started a list of old things I miss: the salt scent instead of farm stink, seagulls instead of chickens, friends to play with instead of only Ben. F. I wonder if a sea girl can learn to be happy here too.